So today we will start chapter 4. In this chapter, in the beginning, Brahma, by becoming pleased by the austerities of Hiranyakashipu, is sanctioning the boon. So from the beginning, Narad Muni again is continuing that Brahma very much satisfied by Hiranyakashipu's austerities, which are difficult to perform. Therefore, when solicited for benedictions, he indeed granted them, although they are very rarely to be achieved. So what Brahma is saying? Lord Brahma said, O Hiranyakashipu, these benedictions for which you have asked are difficult to obtain for most men. Nonetheless, O my son, I shall grant you them, although they are generally not available. Though it is very rare, till Brahma is sanctioning. Prabhupada is saying material benedictions are not always exactly worthy of being called benedictions. See, usually everybody wants some benedictions. But these material benedictions are actually not worthy of being called benedictions. Why? Prabhupada is telling, if one possesses more and more, a benediction itself becomes a curse. See, material things, if you get more, then it is difficult to maintain. It will be a disturbance for us. It will become a curse. Somewhere Prabhupada used to say that in this advanced materialism, what we are doing, we are increasing the temperature. Suppose somebody have fever and 99 plus, around 100. So they will increase it to 105, and this is the advancement. Is this advancement? So these material benedictions, we don't know what will be the reactions. We are getting it, and it becomes a curse for us. For just as achieving material opulence in this material world requires great strength and endeavor. Just to get it, it is not that easy. And even if you get it, maintaining it also requires a great endeavor. Even after getting it, to maintain it, this is not simplicity. Material things are not coming under simplicity. Before all these things are not there, people are living easily. Now it is difficult. Take this phone. This is a smartphone. Before 30 years or so, nobody knows what is smartphone. And before 50 years, 100 years, nobody knows what is phone. But people are living, nice living. Now the more and more we are trying to produce so many instruments to gratify our senses, it becomes more and more difficult for us. One man in Delhi, they was telling, actually, Delhi, in this Delhi city only, there are so many overbridges and underbridge, so many bridges without river. Bridge should be there where there is water. There is no water, but so many bridges, overbridge, underbridge, so many, and still traffic is there. Too much traffic. And people want to maintain their status. Once somebody was telling me that they were working and everybody has car. Delhi, I think that many people, that many car. If a family has 5 person, they must have 5 car. If they have a dog, they should have another car for him. Once Delhi government, they said traffic problem is too much. So the Delhi chief minister, brainy chief minister, he started an idea odd and even. One day only odd number will go, another day even number. So people have one odd car and another even car, 2 numbers, 2 cars. So more traffic. So these are the people's brain and these are their advancements. So he was telling that they were, suppose they want to get some sabji. So before going to office, he has to get some sabji. His wife said he had to go to sabji mandi and bring some sabji. So he took his car and go to sabji mandi, traffic jam. He will come back 9:30. He is supposed to come back 8:30. He come back 9:30. And very tense. He will purchase sabji of 200-300 rupees, spend fuel of 500 rupees, and spend time 2-3 hours, and become so angry, and come and close house. He will do the cycling for his exercise. But he will not take the cycle, go to Sabji Mandi and come back. It will be no fuel, no expense, and no traffic. He can come. No. Status. This is material life. You have to maintain the status. How can I go by cycle? People will see what they will think of me. So I'll go by car and then become crazy and do cycling indoor as exercise. So these are our advancements. So the more and more material things will accumulate, the more and more we are inviting problems. So Hiranyakashipu, though he was asking for so many things, even a material brain can think of. Hiranyakashipu asked everything, all yogic siddhis, all achievements, and everything. And so Brahma is telling, Prabhupada is telling here, Lord Brahma informed Hiranyakashipu that although he was ready to offer him whatever he asked for, the result of the benedictions would be very difficult for Hiranyakashipu to maintain. By telling the word Dullabha, Brahma is indicating, though I am giving you, but it will not be good for you. Nonetheless, since Brahma had promised, he wanted to grant all the benedictions asked. The word Dullabha indicates that one should not take benedictions, one cannot enjoy peacefully. This word, you understand this sentence? What Prabhupada is writing here? The word Dullabha indicates that one should not take benedictions one cannot enjoy peacefully. That you should not ask for a benediction which you cannot enjoy. It will give you trouble. Why you ask for it? So, but we don't know what is the need for us. We know if we increase our sense enjoyment, then we will become happy. So we need more and more. So that's a competition, earning more money, getting more income, that is not the solution. Solution, if you minimize your expenses, then your whatever income you can adjust it. But if you are increasing, there is no limit of our necessity. Increasing the demand and increasing the income, then problem is happening. There is no limit to it. So, Prabhupada is rightly saying, material benedictions, if you accumulate more than limit, then it will become a curse. You cannot enjoy it peacefully. Anyway, Brahma becoming happy, he gave Hiranyakashipu and he granted all of them, whatever he asked. Tato jagam bhagavan Maghanugraha Vibhu. Then Hiranyakashipu also worship him and the other his staffs, they came, Bhrigu and they also, and Brahma returned. Then after Brahma and Hiranyakashipu, now he is powerful, very, very powerful. Evam labdha baro daityo, by getting all these kind of benedictions. Viribhra dhemamayang bapu, he was golden body now. The demon Hiranyakashipu, having thus been blessed by the Lord Brahma and having acquired a lustrous golden body, continued to remember the death of his brother, remembering the death of his brother, and therefore be envious of Lord Vishnu. That enviousness continued. Now he is powerful envious now. A demoniac person, in spite of acquiring all the opulences possible to obtain in this universe, continues to be envious to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is one of the characteristics of demon. Asura tad viparjaya. They are always depending upon their own strength. They will never accept Supreme Lord. They say, no, we are enough. And become envious of Lord. The more powerful you become, the more envious you will become. So after becoming envious to Lord, if somebody will become envious to Lord and become powerful, then what will happen? So this thing happened here. Sa vijitya disah sarva lokan sa tirmahasuraha. Then he started conquering Dasadisham, all the sides, everywhere. Deva Suram Manusyendra Gandharva Garudorugan. So everywhere, Deva, Asura, Manusya, Gandharva Loka, Garuda Loka, Urugan Loka, everywhere. Hiranyakashipu, because the conqueror of the entire universe, indeed, that great demon conquered all the planets in the three worlds, upper, middle and lower. Everything he conquered. Prabhupada mentioning here, the word Garuda in this verse indicates that there are planets of great birds like Garuda. Garudan means he conquered a planet called Garuda planet. So Garuda, we know, a bird, carrier of Vishnu, but there is a planet where Garuda like birds are there. Many Garudas are there. So that planet name is Garuda planet. So many Garuda. We don't know that, but it's now here we can see. The word Garuda in this verse indicates that there are planets of great birds like Garuda. In these planets only Garudas are there. Garuda like big birds are there. Similarly, the word Uraga indicates there are planets of enormous serpents, Sarpaloka, Uragan, Sarpalokas. Such a description of various planets of the universe may challenge modern scientists who think that all planets but this earth are vacant. This is the thinking of modern scientists, that this earthly planet is populated, everything is there, but all other planets, they do their expectations, because they are saying that we went to Chandraloka, there nothing is there, only some dust are there, stones are there. So, and there is imagining no other planets have any living entities, only in this earthly planet. You want to say something, Govinda Devji?
Yes, Maharaj. Like one question. So, Maharaj, what I'm saying, yes, scientists give diverse information regarding the existence of, there are millions of planets. They are speaking that there are billions of planets. But Bhagavatam gives evidence that in one universe there are 14 planetary systems. Of course, there are millions of universes. That's true. Garuda planet is not within the 14 planetary systems. The name Garuda planet, whether it is beside these 14 planetary systems or there is any other arrangement while you are studying your planetary system, fifth Canto Bhagavatam?
No. There is in 14.4 building, just like I am telling, just like in this earthly planet, we have no proper information of earthly planets, what is here. Just like Mandarachalam, nobody knows. Where that Meru Parvat, where that all other Saptadipa, there are 7 islands are there. We don't know. That will come, there's oceans and all that. We don't know all these things. Though we are going around by plane, but still we don't know where all these things are.
But Maharaj, Bhagavatam gives the complete geography of different locations.
Yes.
Bhagavatam gives, but Garuda planet is not enumerated therein.
So now this is in Bhagavatam, no? This is not something else. This is Bhagavatam say, no?
Maharaj, Sthanam, what we are studied in fifth Canto Bhagavatam, elaborate description of Sthanam, different planetary systems. Within that, Garuda planet name did not appear.
See, not appeared. This is maybe small country, Garuda country. So that's why they in fifth Canto Bhagavatam they can't give detail. So only main things they have given geographical, but there are some country like Garuda country, Uragan countries, they are there. This is also in fifth Canto also Sukadeva Goswami told. Here also Sukadeva Goswami say. He say same thing.
Okay, Maharaj.
Yes. So Garuda planet, Uraga planet. The scientists claim to have launched excursions to the moon, where they have found no living entities, but only being craters full of dust and stone. Although in fact the moon is so brilliant and that it acts like the sun in illuminating the entire universe, of course, it is not possible to convince modern scientists of the Vedic information about the universe. Nonetheless, we are not very much impressed by the words of scientists who say that all other planets are vacant. So, we should follow the statements of authority, Vedic knowledge. And Prabhupada will tell in the purports that why we should not follow them. Again, Hiranyakashipu, who possessed all opulence, began residing in heaven. So he selected, though he conquered all the planets here and there, but he selected for his residence heavenly planets. And because it's very nice, Nandana Kanan Devotyan is there, Nandana garden. In fact, he resided in the most opulent palace of Indra, Indrapuri, Amaravati, of the king of heaven. The palace had been directly constructed by the demigod architect Vishwakarma and was as beautiful made as if the goddess of fortune of the entire universe reside there. Prabhupada is saying from this description, it appears that all the heavenly planets of the upper planetary system are thousands and thousands times more opulent than the lower planetary system in which we live. We can't imagine how much opulent. Vishwakarma, the famous heavenly architect, is known as the constructor of many wonderful buildings in the upper planets. This is the Vishwakarma. There was information in Mahabharata that there is a competitor of Vishwakarma too. This Vishwakarma is architect of demigods, Devasilpi. There is Danava Silpi also, Maya. This demon Maya is the architect of demons, and he built a building for Pandavas, for Yudhishthira Maharaj, and for become he pleased with Arjuna. So he built that building, and that building was so wonderful that by seeing that building, Mahabharata starts actually because of that building. Because when Yudhishthira Maharaj was observing the Rajasuya Yajna, then he was considered as the king of the entire universe. That's why he performed Rajasuya Yajna. Then all these family members like Duryodhana and Pati, they went also. In that, Krishna also came, and everybody was taking service, because the very big event, Rajasuya Yajna. It's not ordinary festival just like we are doing marriage ceremony, that like, no. People from 3 planets, they came, invited guests to it. It was described in Mahabharata that the kitchen and prasadam hall, because in festival this is the main item, menu and venue. So Bhimasena was the in charge of kitchen, prasadam department, and there was hundreds of prasadam hall. In one prasadam hall, in one batch, 100,000 people can sit nicely and eat in one hall. So many halls are there, and Bhimasena made a sign like, if you one batch over, other batch people are waiting, so there will be Shankhavadana. They blow conch, so then people will say, now first batch is over, now we can go inside, everything is clean now for second batch. So Duryodhana, he was envy, so he appointed few of his brothers to inform him that to just hear how many conch blows, that means how many batches, how many people are getting prasadam, let me know. And he informed that the continuous conch is blowing again and again. Just imagine how many people are eating in one batch, 100,000 people. So how many batch of that big batch they are eating prasadam? So Dharma Danava, so he built that building. They went also, final day, Rajasuya Yajna is over nicely. So Yudhishthira Maharaj told that all our family members, they can have a tour to that new building we are residing, made by Maya. So we said, okay, what is a building? What is their tour to? No, the building is not ordinary, extraordinary building, extraordinary, wonderful, we should have a tour. So Duryodhana said, what building? This is not that. Then Hastinapur we have Raj Bhavan, this, that. So they said 10 o'clock we will have a tour. Everybody should come. Duryodhana, Dushasan, Karna and Sakuni, these 4 are bosom friends. They said, why we will wait for him? We can go have a tour before. So 9 o'clock they went, breakfast. They went 9 o'clock. By themselves, we know, they consider themselves more advanced. They didn't take the help of Yudhishthira Maharaj with the tour guide. So they went by themselves. So in the entrance of the building, they saw that there is water, because the stones used in the entrance, it looks like exact like water, but there is no water. There is no water, but it looks like water. So Duryodhana and his party, they took out their garments, dhoti, pants, whatever they have, where so they took out, and waiting, and there was no water, and they were slowly putting their feet, taking their clothes off. No water, everybody started laughing. So anyway, then he understood, no, it looks like water, there is no water. So then first wonder they cross, and they went inside the corridor. There is second wonder. There it was not looking like water, but there was water really. And they said there is no water. They wait like gentlemen, and doom, they fall into water. Then in upstairs, Draupadi and party, ladies, they started laughing. This is Andha ke putra Andha hai. So by hearing this comment, Duryodhana and party, they come back. They didn't join. They didn't go for again touring. They come back. They became so angry to take revenge. Then this gambling match and Mahabharata, everything happened because of that. So that is Mayadanava. So Mayadanava is a competitor of Vishwakarma, Deva Silpi and Danava Silpi. So Vishwakarma is also wonderful buildings, Indra Bhavan and all that, the Nandan Kana, Devadhyan, quite fit to be enjoyed by demigods. This description of the upper planetary system and its opulences is to be understood from authoritative scriptures like the Vedic literatures. So we should understand the information from Vedic literatures, not from scientists. Why? Telescopes and the other imperfect instruments of scientists are inadequate for evaluating the upper planetary system, because the scientists have only this telescope and some of their instruments. Through that they want to see. So these are all inadequate to evaluate upper planetary system. Although such instruments are needed because the vision of the so-called scientists is imperfect, the instruments themselves are so imperfect. Therefore, the upper planets cannot be appraised by imperfect men using the imperfect instruments. Direct information received from the Vedic literature, however, is perfect. We therefore cannot accept the statement of that there is no opulent resistance on other planets than this earth. So, because these scientists, they don't have any way to see and understand. They are using some instruments, there is imperfect instruments. They themselves are imperfect. So how we can understand? This is just one example. I used to say that, see, in Vedic literature they have given about the creation. Our scientists, they are thinking the creation, how it happens, like this, dhamaka, big bang theory. There's a bang and everything started. Now why you are using heat, cement, all these things, make a sound, then big buildings will come up? No. So now they are changing, no, something like that. So there are speculative ideas. But in Vedic scripture we are getting so perfect numbers, such a detailed description, Jalaja, Nabalakhyani, Sthavara, Lakhya Vinasati. This is from the diary of manufacturer. So the creator himself is giving, I have created 84 lakhs of species. And how the division? Now the aquatics are 9 lakhs varieties. Jalaja, Nabalakhyani. So detailed, not more, not less. We may not know, we know maybe 10, 20, 30, but exact figure, 9 lakh varieties of aquatics. Sthavara Lakhya Vinasati. Sthavara means these pears and these trees and creepers and all that. All together, there, any botanical scientist, they can't also say like that, but the Vedic literature is saying 100,000 varieties of trees and creepers total. Sthavara Lakhya Vinasati. Dasalakhyani Pakhina. There are 10 lakh varieties of birds. Such a perfect information. Pasabhatrinsa Lakhyani, 30 lakhs varieties of 4-legged animals. Kurmayo Rudra Sankhya, 11 lakhs varieties of insects, that reptiles. Kurmi, they don't have haddi. They walk like this. Reptiles. Such a perfect information. These people, they cannot say like that. Their philosophy start suppose, or what suppose? What suppose? So we should always get knowledge and be assured about the Vedic knowledge. They are so perfect, so accurate, and so detailed. So then the steps of King Indra, then the description of Indraloko here, Hiranyakashipu decided to make his residence, how nice it is, how opulent it is. The steps, just the door steps of his residence were made of coral. Have you seen any of you coral? What it is? Now I am also hearing these words. We don't know what corals look like. The floor was bedecked with invaluable emeralds. The walls were of crystal, and the columns of Vaidurya stone. See, not a single house have eat bricks and cement. All are this like that. The wonderful canopies were beautifully decorated. The seats were bedecked with rubies, and the silk bedding, as white as foam, was decorated with pearls. So all this detailed description, the bedrooms and the residence of Indra's. He took over Indra's residence. He threw away Indra. He told Indra to get out from here, get lost, go to earthly planets, have a flat there. Because we have to have staying in nowadays flat. Now griha, everybody staying in flat. Flat means no ground, no sky in between. Hiranyakashipu was so powerful in the heavenly planets that all the demigods except Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and Lord Vishnu were forced to engage his service in it. So here it is mentioned that Hiranyakashipu somehow or other relax to these three deva. He said they are old man, senior citizen. We should not trouble them. So that these three, Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu, except them, all the demigods, they were engaged in his service. How they are engaged? They were afraid of being severely punished if they disobeyed him. They were so fearful. I don't know they were getting payment or not. They will not ask for payment. मार डालेगा उनको. They are severely punished. They are so afraid. Chakravarti Thakur compared Hiranyakashipu to Maharaj Bena. Bena was also atheistic king, but Bena was fearful to the big rishis that they may curse him, to burn him to ashes. But Hiranyakashipu was no fearful because he has, by his austerities, he has gone up of all the siddhis, tapasya, everything. So no rishi, no muni, they can also curse him beyond all the curses. Hiranyakashipu ruled in such a way that everyone feared him but Lord Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva. Hiranyakashipu was so alert against being burnt into ashes. Anyway, he was very careful that he should not get any curse from any rishi muni. Therefore, he surpassed their power and placed them under his subordination. It appears that even in the higher planetary systems to which people are promoted by pious activities, Disturbances are created by asuras like Hiranyakashipu. No one in the three worlds can live peace and prosperity without disturbance. Everywhere there is disturbance. Though we have disturbances here, we have small, teeny Hiranyakashipus are there. But in other big planets, senior Hiranyakashipus are there. So everywhere disturbances are there. Disturbances there. Even this is at the Satya Yuga also. That time also disturbances are there. So much disturbances. Now we'll see what to speak of our Bangladeshi people, these Desi people. They are demigod. They were in so much trouble. Now we'll see how much disturbed they were. So now Hiranyakashipu just started his ruling, and he's starting all the demigods. They are coming to salute him, personally serving him, and all that. Tamanga Maktang Madhunoro Gandhina. Oh, he was drinking wine. Super. These wines are not available in this material planet. Yes, very powerful. Urugandhina. Oh, my dear King Hiranyakashipu was always drunk on strong smelling wines and liqueurs, and therefore his coppery eyes, Tamra Chakhu, were always rolling. Nonetheless, because he had powerfully executed great austerities in mystic yoga, although he was abominable, all but the three principal demigods, Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu, personally worshipped him to please him by bringing him various presentations with their own hands. Everybody has to bring presentations, gifts, except Brahma, Vishnu, and because they are senior citizen. I said, okay. I should. So, these are the atrocities of Hiranyakashipu. Maharaj Yudhishthir, descendant of Pandu, by dint of his personal power, Hiranyakashipu being situated on the throne of King Indra, then he controlled the inhabitants of all other planets. The two Gandharvas, Vishwavasu, Tamru, and myself, Naraji is telling that even me and my friends and staffs, we are also engaged. So what Gandharvas and Tamru, Vishwavasu, what they must be Akhand Kirtan party. 24-hour Kirtan party must be there, renovation must be arranged. You see people, you can't do anything, you sing for me. Sing my glories. Not Hare Krishna mantra, Hare Hiranyakashipu maybe. This mantra. Narad is saying this. Yudhishthirji, I was also doing kirtan. What to do? Not only me. Tambaru and all the Vishwavasu, we all together we have to do kirtan for him. Shift wise. 24-hour kirtan. Prabhupada is saying the asuras sometimes become so powerful that they can engage even Narada Muni and similar devotees in their service. See, this in Satya Yuga. At that time, the devotee like Narada Muni, he was doing kirtan with folded hands, playing mridangas and harmonium, doing kirtan Hare Hiranyakashipu, Hare Hiranyakashipu, Hare Hare, like that. And what we are thinking that in Kali Yuga some troubles are happening. These are always there. So, this does not mean that Narada Muni was subordinate to Hiranyakashipu. ऐसा नहीं सोचना चाहिए. Sometimes, however, it so happens in this material world that great personalities, even great devotees, can also be controlled by the asuras. So that is not wonder. We are asking, how come we are chanting 16 rounds? How come these troubles come to me? Hari Baba, what guy ka gobar you are? Naradji and staff in Satya Yuga. They are going through so much trouble, they have to do kirtan. They are not getting paid. Maybe khichdi, they are getting only for eating and doing kirtan, that's it. And they were so afraid that they will be punished if they will not do kirtan. That was the situation. So Prabhupada is saying, sometimes it happened, the asuras become so powerful, they can engage the devotees like Narad Muni also under them. Saiva varnasamabhi kratu vridakshine. So now the varnasam people, those who are performing yajnas, so Hiranyakashipu said, okay, you perform yajna, all the ahutis, no demigods will take, I will take everything. So he took all the ahutis. Devatas were fasting because they can't eat khichdi. I told khichdi. They can't eat. They can eat only ghee, havi. In Bhagavatam it is reference there once. King Pururva, he married to Urvasi, this woman from heavenly planets. So he conditioned, how can I eat here in your prasadam hall? I can't eat all these things. Now what do you want? I need only desi ghee to eat. Only desi ghee he was eating. She was eating. So that means Deva Devis, they need this ghee. And so that's a yajna happening to getting Deva Kripa, Deva Sahaya. You are doing this yajna to please the demigods. Krishna also told, this is the way, you cooperate with them and get cooperation from them. So doing yajnas and all that, because they are my representative. But now Hiranyakashipu said, you shut up, I will eat everything. So all yajna ahuti Hiranyakashipu take, whatever yajna happened. Being worshipped by sacrifices offered with great gifts by those who strictly followed the principles of Varna Ashrama, Hiranyakashipu, instead of offering shares of the oblations to the demigods, accepted them himself. He accepted all the oblations by himself. He didn't give them food also, only trouble. As if in fear of Hiranyakashipu, the planet Earth, which consists of 7 islands, we don't know what are the 7 islands even now, delivered food grains without being plowed. Can you imagine? The people would come, they said, we need basmati rice. He will make a phone call, hey, Earth planet, supply that many tons of basmati rice to this ashram. Okay, that's it. So people will just send a text message to Hiranyakashipu, what they need. And he will order to Earth planet, he will supply. No question of agriculture, no organic food or food, no question of agriculture, no cultivation, no plowing. Earth planet was so fearful. All his 7 islands delivered food grains without being plowed. Thus it resembled cows like Surabhi of the spiritual world or the Kamadugha of the heaven. The earth yielded sufficient food, grains, and cows supplied abundant meat. Desi doodh, desi food, pure organic everything, without doing any agriculture, without doing gosala, nothing. All by that was his ruling. Such kind of leader. What leadership qualities? And outer space was beautifully decorated with wonderful phenomena. So the sky, to please Hiranyakashipu, was making decoration. We are making nice, क्या बोलते हैं उसको? Roof, ceiling, such a nice ceiling. His ceiling is sky. Sky himself, he will not spend one penny. By his expenses, sky will become decorated to please him, become his ceiling. By the flowing of their waves, the various oceans of the universe, along with their tributes, the rivers, it is also explained that he was so powerful, he controlled over the nature. All the demigods, the 3 devas, Vayu, Varuna, and Agni, Teja, Vari, Mrida, and he controlled them. He said, weather, it should be changed by my order. Baris also my order. Agni also my order. He control all of them. Suppose he want to take bath in Ganga, he will not go Ganga. He will order, hey Ganga, come in my front gate or back gate. Ganga has to come. No need of putting a canal or putting a thousands of crores, putting a dam on it, river, Nadi Bandha Jojana, river dam, and then make a canal. Nothing. The river himself changed the course and come to serve Hiranyakashipu. That was his power. The oceans, the rivers, the mountains, without any, no mining engineering is not required. Why you will digging? He just order the mountains without digging anything, just give the supply, fine product. Not that you have to make it clean and processing. No processing. You do the processing, give me the final finished product. Samudras, they will give the pearls and muktas without going through it. He will not go to Samudra. He will order to Samudra to give me. Samudra has to come as a vet. That was his power. So what kind of powerful leader he was? The oceans, the rivers, the mountains, the skies, everybody was following his order and tried to please him by serving him. The water of the seas and the oceans of this planet of which we have experience are salty. We have only salty water. We know only salty water. We have no, even the scientists, if you ask them where is any other ocean, no. We are going through the planets and there is only salty ocean everywhere. But here it is said, we have experienced salty water, but other planets with the universe contain oceans of sugarcane juice. See, if there is an ocean of sugarcane juice, so just imagine the sugarcane wala what they will do. Ocean of sugarcane juice, ocean of jamun, ocean of liquor, ocean of ghee, ocean of milk. These are the things. So, you are telling that we know everything. These informations we don't know even now. We are seeing this is there, and this is there in this earthly planet. In Saptadipavati Mahi. Mahi means earthly planet. There are 7 islands, and the Sapta Sagaras, Sura Sagara, Ghrita Sagara, Khurasa Sagara. These are there, but we don't know where it is. We don't know. Somewhere it is mentioned that is Meru Parvat. It is there. Without Meru, no plants can sustain. But we can, how we don't know the where is Meru? Because in our eyes we cannot see it. It is so dazzling, so molten gold that Meru, we can't see it. We cannot see it. But that doesn't mean that it is not there. It is there. So we have our limited senses, we cannot see, we don't know, but it is there. Even at the time of Parikshit Maharaj's ruling, he used to travel all these places. Saptadipadipati. He used to travel all these places. Modern scientists attempt excursions to the planets, but they have no information of how many different types of oceans and seas are there within the universe. According to their experience, the moon is full of dust, but this does not explain how it gives us soothing rays from a distance of millions of miles. So they are all speculating, but as far as we are concerned, we follow the authority of Vyasadeva and Sukadeva Goswami, who have described the universal situation according to the Vedic literature. These authorities differ from modern scientists who conclude from their imperfect sensual experiences that only this planet is inhabited by living entities, whereas the other planets are vacant, full of dust. So that is their speculation. But here it is described that All these varieties are there. So Hiranyakashipu was enjoying by controlling through the nature, mountains, valleys, oceans, skies, yachts, everywhere they are following that. It is said in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, Tejo Vari Mruda Yatha Vinimayo. This material world is conducted by fire, water, and earth. Tejo Vari Mruda. These are the three ingredients of this material world, which combine and take shape in the material world. Here it is mentioned that three modes of nature, Prithak Ganan, act under the direction of different demigods. For example, King Indra, charge of water, the demigod Vayu controls the air, and whereas the demigod controlling fire, Agnideva. Hiranyakashipu, however, by dint of his austere performance, by his mystic yoga, became so powerful that he alone took charge of everything without assistance of these demigods. He told the demigods, go and do this other job. I will handle these things. This Vayu, Varuna, Indra, Agni, this post also occupied by Hiranyakashipu. He engaged them in some other services. In spite of achieving the power to control in all directions, in spite of enjoying all types of sense gratification as much as possible, Hiranyakashipu was dissatisfied because instead of controlling his senses, he remained their servant. This is a crux of matter. We have to notice these things. This is an example of austere, asuric life. Atheists can advance materially and create an extremely comfortable situation for the senses. The present situation we have, so many varieties of sense gratification things are there, instruments are there. The atheists can advance materially and can create an extremely comfortable situation for the senses. But because they are controlled by the senses, who are controlled? We all. We are controlled by the senses. We cannot be satisfied because sense gratification there is no limit. So we can't be satisfied. This is the effect of modern civilization. Materialists are very much advanced in enjoying money and women, yet dissatisfaction prevails within human society. Because human society cannot be happy and peaceful without Krishna consciousness. As far as material sense gratification is concerned, materialists may go on increasing their enjoyment as far as they can imagine. But because people in such material condition are servants of their senses, they cannot be satisfied. Hiranyakashipu was a vivid example of this dissatisfied state of humanity. So, Prabhupada is pointing out why we are all dissatisfied, because we are all Godasa. We are all serving our senses, servant of our senses, and there is no limit to it. Because we can't control our senses, that's why we are always dissatisfied. I cannot be peaceful. So that's why the adhyatmic knowledge, the yoga starts, yoga means indriya nigraha. The meaning of yoga, the real meaning of yoga is indriya nigraha, to control the senses. If we can't control the senses, then what is the use of doing yoga? Nowadays, big yogi rajas, yogis, they are expert in making you weightless. Oh, you are doing yoga for 3 months, for 6 months. What is the result? Now you weight 10 kilo. That is yoga, that is not yoga. There is no connection with the spirit. So yoga means first controlling our senses. So unless we control our sense, there no question of peace and satisfaction. There is no question. So there is right example is Hiranyakashipu. We cannot imagine the power and the position Hiranyakashipu had. It is beyond our imagination. He was controlling practically the nature, above the demigods. He was in such a top class situation, drinking the liqueurs as what I can say, whatever strong liquor, what possible you are drinking, and enjoying through all his senses to the limit he can do, to the limit. Because he does not bother for anything, because by his order everything is working. Even not he has to do for electricity bill or water bill, no, because the demigods they are working for that. They will be beaten up. So, but still he was not satisfied because his senses were not controlled. So, this is the cream. We should all understand that if we all want to be satisfied and peace, then the first and foremost requirement is to control our senses. Not to give more and more satisfactory senses and invent more and more instruments for sense satisfaction. No. Start controlling your senses. This is the thing. That's why though Hiranyakashipu having the limits of the things and power and position, but he was still dissatisfied. Evam Aishwaryamattasya. Hiranyakashipu thus passed a long time being very much proud of his opulences and transgressing the laws and regulations mentioned in the authorities of Shastra. He was therefore subjected to a curse by the four Kumaras who were great Brahmanas. Because he was a Sapagrasta. He was a Sapagrasta Admi. How Sapagrasta? You must have heard from the beginning, when they were security guards in Vaikuntha. Once they were cursed by Chaturkumaras. So because of that curse, they were asuras now here. So that Sukadeva Goswami is telling, Hiranyakashipu thus passed long time because he was Sapagrasta. He passed long time being very much proud of his opulence and transgressing the laws of rules and regulations mentioned in the authoritative Shastras. He was so powerful, he does not care for any rules and regulations. Shastra, he said, my order is Shastra. I will follow all this. So these are the activities of the Sapiti Purus. They are by their own mind, follow their mind, and they will do these things through their power. So because Hiranyakashipu was Brahma Sapagrasta, so that's why even though he spent in this lavishly life, in this enjoyment life, long time, one Acharya says 71 jugas, 71 juga, he enjoyed his senses in heavenly planets. Much better than Indra. Much better than Indra had some limited power. He was all power. But still he was not satisfied. Because Sapagrasta, Brahma Sapa. In the purport, Prabhupada is pointing out, even if Hiranyakashipu was so powerful materially, all this tapobala mystic powers, all this anima, laghima, yoga, siddhis, everything was there. All the devatas were controlled, all the natures were controlled by him. But still, because of Brahma Sapa, he was not satisfied and he was suffering. Prabhupada mentioning, there have been many instances in which demons, after achieving material opulences, have become extremely proud, so much so that they have transgressed the laws and regulations given in the authoritative Shastras. Hiranyakashipu acted in this way, as stated in Bhagavad Gita. Yah Shastra Vidhim Utsrujya Vartate Kamakaratah न स सिद्धिम आपनोति न सुखम न पराम गतिम. If somebody transgress, not follow the scriptural injunctions and acts according to his own whims, attains neither perfection nor happiness nor the supreme destination. The word Shastra refers to that which controls our activities. We cannot violate or transgress the laws and regulatory principles. Yesterday, somebody was telling me that one Neta here, he Manusmriti, no Shastra, nothing, burned it. So he had, Yah Shastra Vidhim Usrujya Vartate Kamakarata. Na sa siddhim apnoti, na sukham na param gatim. How, if people will do like that, how they will become happy? तस्मा शास्त्रं प्रमाणन्ते कार्यकारं व्यवस्थितो ज्ञात्वा शास्त्र विधानोक्तम कर्म कर्तुम इहारहसि. One should understand what is the duty and what is not duty by the regulations of the scriptures. Knowing such rules and regulations, one should act so that he may gradually be elevated. So we should read Shastras to know what to know, to what should be our duty, what should not be our duty. Yes. Tasma Shastra Pramanante Karya Karma, because we have to do our Karya. So we should not do as per our whims. I think, who are you? We think, no, no thinking. Follow this scripture, follow this Shastra, Shastra Pramana. Then you will be satisfied. Otherwise, no sukha, ne ihaloka na paraloka, in this life, not in future life also. You can be satisfied. So we should understand this Shastra, and by that we can understand what is our duty, what is not our duty. One should act according to the direction of Shastra. But the material energy is so powerful that as soon as one becomes materially opulent, this is the defect of material energy, material opulences. The more you get material opulence, you begin to transgress the Shastric laws. The immediate effect of the material opulence, you will become dim care. You will not care this Shastra Jnana. Oh, what is these things? As soon as one transgress the laws of Shastra, he immediately enters upon the path of destruction. Then destruction starts. The moment we transgress the Shastra, then our life becomes terrible. And why you are transgressing Shastra? Because you become more powerful, more opulent. So that is the defect of opulence. Tasye gradanda samvigra sarvalokasapalakaha. Everyone, including the rulers of the various planets, was extremely distressed because of the severe punishment inflicted upon them by Hiranyakashipu. Fearful and disturbed, unable to find any other shelter, they at least surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu. Who are they? These are Devatas. These are the troubles, describe the troubles of Devatas, not the persons like us. Sometimes we are getting disturbed. Forget our position. These is saying, including the Lokapalas, rulers of the planets. All Devatas and Lokapalas distressed because of the severe punishment by Hiranyakashipu. बहुत पिटाई कर रहा होगा. They are fearful and disturbed, unable to find any other shelter. Finally, they surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu. What to do now? दुख में सुमिरन सब करे. Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Bhuktaram Jagyatavasam Sarvaloka Maheswaram Suhridam Sarvabhutanam Gyatvam Absantim Ichhati. In this verse, it is Gyatvam. Gyatvam is just by knowing. Just by knowing, what knowing? Na, the sages knowing me are the ultimate purpose of all sacrifices and the austerities, the Supreme Lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor of all well-wisher, of all living entities, art and peace. You can get peace just by knowing it. No question of realizing or attending. Yes, Radhika.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, I just my humble obeisances. Maharaj, I had two questions.
Yes.
One was previous verse, last verse, the Sanat Kumara's cursing Hiranyakashipu. This is talking reference of this curse is what Jaya Vijaya received, or again when Hiranyakashipu was transgressing the laws, again he happened to receive curse from the Kumaras.
No, it is not again. It is only one time he got, because that's why he became Hiranyakashipu. He was Sapagrasta. That I told you, he was a Sapagrasta. That's why he is doing like that. Yes.
And one more question was that we saw last chapter how the demigods they went and told Brahmaji, don't, this is the what will happen after giving the benediction, we'll all suffer. And we also saw for Mahakala for a long time, you said 71 yugas nearly.
Yeah.
The demigods took so long to go to Vishnu, like because they already knew that this, even before Hiranyakashipu was appearing, that time in third canto we saw they already to take of Brahma, and they all know that only the Lord can protect them.
Yes.
Lord, whole Dwarapalaka.
Yeah.
Still, they took so. Why after such a long time they went and decided to go to the Supreme Lord?
Because they were so powerful, they were so opulent, so it will take long time to become suffer. Unless they are suffering, no question of remembering Lord. दुख में सुमिरन सब कर, that's what I told ना. सुख में करे ना कोई. They are all sukhi. They are so opulent. Why they will remember Lord? Bhajan. That's why it is said this earthly planet is so nice. It is always dukhalaya. There is no chance to go away without remembering Lord. There is no hope, scope. We are so fortunate. We are forced to remember Lord. But if you go to demigod planet, then forget. You can remember Him, Lord. It will take such a long time. If you go through really torture, then only. But here every day we have to, every day forcefully you have to remember Lord. It's so nice.
Even though they were they were disturbed by Hiranyakashipu, but because they still had so much pleasure in heavenly.
Yeah, because their disturbance was not that limit. When the up to limit, now there's unbearable, then the search for Lord. Unless they were tolerating, okay, I can manage, no problem. When it become beyond manageable, untolerable, then they start searching what to do now. Now difficult for us to take it. That's what he is saying. Now they are unable to find any other shelter. Finally they surrendered to Lord.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Yes. So that's why I was telling, just by knowing the fact that Krishna is all powerful, He is the real friend, you can become peaceful. But demigods, they know it, but they forget it because of they are so opulent. That is the different defects of the opulence. If we become that rich and so much facility, then we forget Lord. We are forgetting we don't have any facility, but little bit facility. We are forgetting. What to speak of demigods? So that's why, in some sense, dukkha is a benediction. That's why Kunti Maharani told, Vipadam santu tatra jagat guru. By Vipad only you are coming, I am remembering you, I am recalling you. And where Sampada you are going. So, in a condition of distress or misery, one wants to seek shelter of a well-wishing friend. Prabhupada also writing that. Dukh mein sumirana sab kare. In a condition of distress or misery, one wants to seek shelter of a well-being or friend, well-wishing friend. The well-wishing friend of the perfect order is Lord Krishna. Ami bina bandhu aar ke ache tumar. Who is better friend than me? Therefore, all the inhabitants of various planets, being unable to find any other shelter, were obliged to seek shelter at the lotus feet of Supreme Friend, Krishna. If from the very beginning we seek shelter, that's what he mentioned here. Prabhupada actually, if from the very beginning we seek shelter of the Supreme Friend, there will be no cause of danger. दुख सुख में सुमिरन जब करे दुख काहे को होय? No cause of danger. It is said that if a dog is swimming in the water and one wants to cross the ocean by catching hold of the dog's tail, certainly he is a foolish. Similarly, in the distress, one seeks shelter of a demigod. He is a foolish number one, for his efforts will be futile. In all circumstances, one should seek shelter from Supreme Personality of Godhead. People are worshipping Deva Devi, and Deva Devi himself now are so disturbed, they are praying to Lord. All the Devatas and Devas. Tasye namastu kashtaye jatra atma haridishwara. Tasye namastu kashtaye means they are so terribly disturbed that they are now offering obeisances to the directions, kashtaye, to that direction where Lord is there. Tasme namastu kashtaye jatra atma haridishwara. Jat gatva na nivartante santaha sannyasino malaha. The two words tasya kashtaye are very significant. Everywhere, in every direction, in every heart, and in every atom, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is situated in his feature as Brahma and Paramatma. Then what is the purpose of saying tasya kashtaye? In that direction, where Hari is situated. During Hiranyakashipu's time, his influence was everywhere, but he could not force his influence into the places where the Supreme Personality of Godhead had his pastimes. So Prabhupada is bringing this point because in this verse, Tasme Kashtaye, we have to offer obeisances. So they are saying where they are offering obeisances to the dhams, Vrindavan, Dwaraka, Ajodhya, Puri, Mayapur, because the asuric energy can't work there. In Kali Yuga, though some things are there, but it will not work there. That is saying, Vrindavan and Ajodhya, which are dhams. In the dham, there is no influence of Kali Yuga or any demon. If one takes shelter of such dham, the worship of Lord becomes very easy. And resultant spiritual advancement quickly take place. So if somebody takes shelter of dham, not for staying not for enjoying, it should be only for worshipping Lord. Then it is useful. Or if you take shelter of dham, or take residence of dham, and do your mundane things, then that is dham aparadha again. Going to dham and doing mundane activities. Now many people coming to dham to doing the property business, doing the other kind of business. So this is not, this is dham aparadha. So now the demigods, they were in serious trouble position. So they are praying. Tesam avira udvani. So here it is saying, itite sanyatmana. These demigods, when they are praying, they are so serious. The great these demigods, they pray to the Lord without sleep, fully controlling their minds and living only their breath. The predominating deities of the various planets began worshipping Rishikesha with this meditation. Just try. We are doing Ekadasi by eating 3 times only. Saphala, Falahar. Varieties. Ekadasi Prabhu, Ekadasi feast. But the demigods, they were in such a trouble-suited condition, they without eating, they are only Vayu Bhoji, only eating air, only breathing. No fruits, no water, no juice, no milk, nothing, only air eating. No sleeping, he says, without sleep. And fully controlling their mind. Mind is forcefully controlled because they are so troubled. Sometimes you experience, you all have maybe experience, I hope, everybody must have. If you are really in some troublesome condition, your mind from everywhere concentrate on that trouble. Ekagra chitta. This now the demigods are fully mind, ekagra chitta. So much concentration of mind. And with full concentration of mind, without eating, without sleeping, and living only on their breath, and started praying to Lord. We never ever can do that. If you do tapasya, where is the prasadam arrangement? So the demigods now see, they can do that in a house. They, from Swargalok they come down to earthly planet. Because they are Hiranyakashipu catch them and beat them severely. So they run away from their local house area and come to this earthly planet. You know that demigods, they cannot touch the earthly planet with their leg. They can touch. They don't like. But now they have no scope, they have no hope. They have to come here, somewhere or other hang some trees or somewhere, and they hide themselves. And without eating, without sleeping, with full concentration, they are praying to Supreme Lord. That is the situation of Devotees. They were so much troubled by the demigod, Hiranyakashipu. If Devotees having so much disturbance, if we are getting some disturbance, we are not getting that kind of disturbance. Some fighting happened, some kind of gundagardi happened. So I think how these things happen. But it is not like that. That you can leave your place, go somewhere, and without eating, without sleeping, no. But the demigods now, seriously, without eating, without sleeping, with full concentration, praying to the Lord. Please help us, please help us. So when all the demigods, they gone through that kind of austerities, Hiranyakashipu also gone through that for 36,000 years without sleeping and without eating, without changing his position, standing in one place. He got this power, now he is terrorizing. Now the demigods also, they started by getting suffering from him. So they are now without sleeping, without eating, with full concentration praying to Lord. So when they pray to Lord, then they are tapasya. If Hiranyakashipu was praying to Brahma, now all of them praying to Lord Krishna. Tesam avira bhutbani arupa megha nishwana. So now they got the result. After praying with full concentration, without eating, without sleeping for a long time, addingly, then there appeared before them a transcendental sound vibration. Lord sent a voice message. They got a voice message because they can't see who is speaking, only voice. But they could understand this is Lord because this is our reaction of our prayer. We pray to Him, now He sent us a voice message. It was as grave as a sound of cloud, and it was very encouraging, drive away all fear. The Lord's sound can drive away all fear. Lord's sound is so encouraging. It is not sounds like us. Lord's every action, Lord's mere sound is so powerful that demigods become assured. This encouraging sound, deriving all fears in very mega gambhira sabda. Ma bhaishta vibhudo seshta sarve sang bhadramastu vaha. So, very nicely, the message starts, don't worry, my dear demigods. The voice of the Lord vibrated as follows: O best of learned persons, do not fear. I wish all good fortune to you. So nice to hear this. I wish all good fortune to you. Become my devotees by hearing and chanting about me. This is Prabhupada's writing. Though in the text directly it is not mentioned, but Prabhupada Acharya, he bring out the things. He is saying, the Lord indirectly saying, I wish good fortune, Bhadramastu, become my devotees. How become Bhadrata? How become auspicious? Now become my devotee. How become devotee? Now by hearing and chanting about me and offering me prayers. For these are certainly meant to add benedictions to all living entities. I know all about the activities of Hiranyakashipu and shall surely stop them very soon. Please wait patiently until that time. Wait. I know what is going on. I know your trouble. Don't worry. I'll do something. I'll do something. So why Prabhupada, though it is not mentioned in the text directly about hearing, chanting and offering prayers, why Prabhupada in purport is telling that sometimes people are very much eager to see God, isn't it? Not sometimes, always. People are very eager to see God. In considering the word Mad Darsanam is there in the text. Seeing me, which is mentioned in this verse, one should note that in the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says, Bhaktyamam abhijanati javan jasasmi tattvata. Tato mang tattvato gatva visati tadanantaram. In other words, the ability to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead or to see Him or to talk to Him depends upon one's advancement in devotional service. Clear? Mad Darsanam. He said that darshan only happen only by devotional service, otherwise not. That's what Prabhupada is mentioning here. In other words, the ability to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead or to see Him or to talk with Him depends upon one's advancement in devotional service, which is called Bhakti. In Bhakti, there are 9 different activities: Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedanam. Because all these devotional activities are absolute. There is no fundamental difference between worshipping the deity in the temple, seeing him, and chanting his glories. Indeed, all of these are ways of seeing him. These are all ways of seeing him. When we are chanting his name, when we are describing his glories, when we are worshipping him in the temple, these are all. Indeed, all of these are the ways of seeing him, Mad Darsanam. For everything done in devotional service is a means of direct contact with the Lord. The vibration of the Lord's voice appeared in the presence of all the devotees, and although the person vibrating the sound was unseen to them, they were meeting or seeing the Lord because they were offering prayers and because the vibration of the Lord was present. Mad Darsanam, just by hearing it, this is called Darshan, as good as Darshan. Contrary to the laws of material world, there is no difference between seeing the Lord and offering prayers and hearing the transcendental vibration. Pure devotees, therefore, are fully satisfied by glorifying the Lord. Such glorification is called Kirtanam. Performing Kirtan and hearing the vibration of the sound Hare Krishna is actually seeing the Supreme Personality Godhead directly. One must realize this, one must realize his position, and then one will be able to understand the absolute nature of Lord's activities. We should have patrata first. We should understand our position first. And Mad Darsanam, Krishna is saying, so his darshan can be done through chanting and hearing and becoming devotees. So indirectly, they were so piteously crying to Krishna, all the Devatas and Padavas, so piteously, without sleeping, without eating, fully concentration, with so stress they were praying to Lord. And Lord sent a voice note that don't worry, all good happened to you, I am wishing you all auspiciousness. So don't worry, I know Hiranyakashipu's torture, so I will take care of it. So now Devata will say, oh my Lord, how long you will wait? Please tell us how long? 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, how long? We are already too much intolerable. So now Krishna is telling, Jada devesu vedesu gosu vipresu sadhusu dharmo maicha vidvesa sava asu vinasyati. When one is envious of demigods who represent the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who envious of the Vedas, which give all knowledge, envious of the cows, Brahmanas, Vaisnavas, and religious principles, and ultimately of me, Krishna is saying, Dvesa, me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he and his civilization will be vanquished without delay. They will finish. But Devatas will tell, Sir, Devadvesa, we are Devatas. We are so much in trouble. We are saying, Jada Devesu Vedesu, now finish everything. We are about to die. We are Devatas. When will take any action, Prabhu? So then Krishna is telling, don't worry, wait, time will come. What time? We are Devatas, we are suffering too much. Now, though you are Devata, but you are not devotee. Unless there is a trouble to devotees, I will not act so easily. Nirberaya prasantasya susukhaya mahatmane prahladaya jada drohe nisesati varorjitam. Actually, when demigods asked to Lord, so how long you are saying we have to wait, how long we will wait? Already we are suffering, you are saying Devesu, Vedesu, Yajnasu, all these things he has done already. Whatever you are saying, all course completed, everything he has done. आपसे द्रोह तो बिगिनिंग में करता, हमसे पहले आपसे द्रोह करता है. He was envious to you before doing the austerity. Before becoming king, he was doing austerity, and he was envious to you. And the moment he became king, he was after us. And we are crying, piteously praying to you, and you are saying, Devesu, Vedesu, Dvesa. It's everything he has done. He has crossed the limit. So, sir, how long we will wait more? So then Krishna told, you have to wait till he uh, do wrong, he will give trouble to a devotee. So that means Devatas and Sahusar, we are not devotee, that means. Who will be the devotee? We are praying, we are not devotee. That's why you are not taking asan, sending only voice notes. So when will appear? Not only voice, when will formally appear? So Krishna told, when there is devotee. Now, who is that devotee? We are not devotee. Who will be that devotee? Who is there or not? Now, it is already there. The devotee is already there. Now, who is that devotee? They are very curious. Now, the devotee is none but his son. Nirbhiraya prasantaya swasutaya mahatma. Swasutaya. He is devotee. His only son. His son only devotee. When Hiranyakashipu teaches the great devotee Prahlad, his own son, who is peaceful and sober and who has no enemy, I shall kill Hiranyakashipu immediately, despite the benedictions of Brahma. I don't care any benedictions. Bhakta droha, I can't tolerate it. Immediate action will be there. I cannot tolerate, I can't tolerate Devadroha, Gurudroha, Maddroha. Avidroha I can tolerate and wait okay time. But when you start Bhakta Droha, then I can tolerate. I will take immediate action. So then Devata, who is Bhakta? No, Bhakta is your own son. When Krishna told like that, Prahladaya Jada, when he will do these things to Prahlad, who is my devotee, I shall kill Hiranyakashipu immediately. So by hearing these words, because Prahlad was there already, Hiranyakashipu had 4 sons, they will now discuss. So then Devatas became very, very pacified. They said, okay, Prahlad is there, and yes, he is devotee. Naradji also told us before. Indra told, yes. So now that means they become very, very pacified. So Prabhupada is pointing out the nature of that. Of all sinful activities, an offense to a pure devotee or Vaisnava is the most severe one. An offense at the lotus feet of a Vaisnava is so disastrous that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has compared it to a mad elephant that enters a garden and causes great havoc by uprooting many plants and trees. If one is an offender at the lotus feet of a Brahmana or Vaishnava, his offences uproot all his auspicious activities. One should therefore very, very careful guard against committing Vaishnava Aparadha or offense at the lotus feet of a Vaishnava. Here, the Lord clearly says that although Hiranyakashipu had received benedictions from Brahma, these benedictions would be null and void as soon as he commit an offense at the feet of Prahlad Maharaj, his own son. A Vaishnava like Prahlad Maharaj is described herein as a Nirvairaha, having no enemies. Elsewhere in Bhagavatam it is said, Ajata Satrabha Santa Sadhava Sadhabhushana. A devotee has no enemies. He is peaceful. He abides by the scriptures and all his characteristics are sublime. A devotee does not create enmity with anyone, but if someone becomes his enemy, that person will be vanquished by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Despite whatever benedictions he may have received from other sources, Hiranyakashipu was certainly enjoying the fruitful results of his austerities. But here the Lord says that as soon as he committed an offense at the feet of Prahlad Maharaj, he would be ruined. One's longevity, opulence, beauty, education, and whatever else one may possess as a result of pious activities cannot protect one if one commits an offense at the lotus feet of a Vaishnava. Despite whatever one possesses, if one offends the feet of a Vaishnava, he will be vanquished. This is the dangerous thing, Vaishnava Parad. So, Lord is saying this thing here also. So don't worry, when we will do Vaishnava Parad, then I will act. Now only voice note is there, then I personally come. I will not send voice message. I will come in a particular form. You don't know that form yet. So that's why I am not coming. I am on sin now. Sri Narada Vacha. Itikta Loka Gurunang Tang Pranamya Diveukasaha. Loka Guru is Supreme Lord Hari. Iti Yukta. By saying this, then Divokasam, all the Devatas, they pranamya, they offer their obeisances. Nivartante many days, Asuranhatabhute. The great saint Narada Muni continued, when the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the spiritual master of everyone, thus reassured all the demigods living in the heavenly planets, they offered their respectful obeisances unto him and returned confident that the demon Hiranyakashipu was now practically dead. Because they have full confidence in the words of the Lord. That's why they accept by hearing. Of course, if Lord told that he will be killed, now Prahlad Maharaj is already there, so he is almost dead. They accepted it. So, in the purport Prabhupada mentioning, this is the position of demigods, then why if foolish people would worship demigod? If the demigods are themselves are so troubled there without eating and sleeping, praying to Lord, then better to direct pray to Lord, na? Without doing Hari Puja, why will do Deva Puja? Jai Mata Di, this, that. Devi Puja, Dev Puja. Just do Vishnu Puja. Akama, Sarva Kama, Mukhya Kama, whatever you need, just pray to Lord, you will get everything. Because Lord himself is declaring worshipping demigods are avidhi purvakam. This is not the proper way. We should always directly worship to Hari. Tasya Datyapati putra chatvaraha paramadbhutaha chatvara paramadbhuta putra te daityaha. Hiranyakashipu had 4 sons. So now in this point, Devatas are fully pacified because they know that Hiranyakashipu had 4 sons already and one of them is Prahlad. Though Prahlad was the smallest one, youngest son, 4th number son, but because of his guna, he was the topmost, his rupa and guna. That is the thing. If somebody is becoming a devotee, then he transgresses everything. He becomes the supreme just by the. And Prahlad Maharaj was such a example of a devotee. Before his birth, it was told by Naraji, when Indra was taking Kayadu to Indrapuri, he was taking him. And Nara asked, why you are taking him? Now, because junior Hiranyakashipu in his womb, this Hiranyakashipu is doing tapasya, and she is pregnant. So the Hiranyakashipu has given us that much trouble. If another Hiranyakashipu will come out, so that's why I am taking him. I will not destroy the womb. When the boy will come out, then I will kill him. Then Narad told, you don't know, He is not junior Hiranyakashipu in the womb of Kayadu. Kaya is the wife of Hiranyakashipu. Who? Narada is a Vishnu Bhakta, a devotee. Narada. Then immediately Indra accepted the word of Narada Muni and he offered obeisances to Parikrama and he leave him there and he went. They were there. So they know that now Prahlad is devotee, now he is there. And Hiranyakashipu, he wants to be Supreme Lord himself. He is Vishnu Drohi, so he will not tolerate Prahlad's devotional activities. And it is already started. Prahlad by birth is devotee. Carry forward. Just like Purvabhyasena tenaiva hriyate yavaso pisaha. The Prahlad Maharaj, not only Purvabhyasa, he was not Abhyas, he was pure devotee. He don't have to do Abhyas. He was directly sent by Lord. Because Lord will take a special incarnation as a Narasimha Deva. So that's why arrangement is done. Prahlad Maharaj is coming before hand because Lord has to come. So now the protocol is there. Without Prahlad, Narasimha Deva will not appear. So that's why I sent Prahlad, his dear devotee. He is devotee, always eternal devotee. He is not like practice, though because he was devotee still, he got new devotee training when he was in his mother's womb. When he was in his mother's womb, he got training not for 3 months or 2 years, for 36,000 years. And who was the trainer? Narada Muni. We know that Sukadeva Goswami stayed in the womb of the mother 12 years, and who stayed some years, who? That long? But Prahlad Maharaj stayed 36,000 years in the womb of his mother. That is a special case because Narada Muni put the pause button. Pause button means 7 months, that's 7 months. For 36,000 years, that's 7 months. When her husband come back, then 8 months, 9 months, then he delivered child. But in that position, Naradji was teaching him. And Prahlad, in the future chapter, in the coming chapter, you will learn that even if Prahlad Maharaj inside the womb of his mother, Narada Muni can teach him this Bhakti Vedanta course. We are only teaching through online. Narada Muni is teaching without online even. There is no net inside the womb, no instruments, but he was teaching. The friends, they asked Prahlad, how come you get knowledge? You are in the womb. It can be possible. It can be possible. If the instructor is that serious and the instruction is directly to the particular way, to the particular direction, then it can be. So that's why it is advised to all the pregnant women that they should hear Krishna Katha. They should always hear. Why? Because they may forget, but the son in their womb, they may get it. They may get it. And this is a bright example here. There is another example in Abhimanyu, yes, Mahabharata. He remember the going that Chakravyuha Pravesh. Arjuna was telling to Subhadra, and Subhadra was pregnant. He heard, and so it's there. So even the boys in the mother's womb, they can receive knowledge and they can get trained up. So that's why all the pregnant women, they should attend this Bhakti Vedanta course. They should hear actually. That is important for them. So Prahlad Maharaj is such a wonderful devotee, exalted devotee, that the Supreme Lord Himself is glorifying him, Nirvairaha. That is Nirvairaha Prasantas Mahatmane. He is Mahatma. Krishna is telling, he is Mahatma. If Krishna is telling, he is giving his report. We are giving report, we are so and so. Now Prahlad, the Krishna is giving report to Devatas. That Prahlad Maharaj, that small boy Prahlad, he is Mahatma. He is Nirvaira. He is Prasanta. That's what's quality. Born quality, inborn quality. In practice it is not happened. There is in a Chanakya Niti, it is said, Datavyam Priya Bhaktritvam Dhiratvam Uchita Gyata Abhyasena Nalabhyante Chatvaraha Sahajaguna. These four things you cannot get by practice. No. What are these four things? Datrutvam, giving donation. Not everybody is capable of giving donation. No. Even they are capable of, they are rich, but their heart will not allow. Datrutvam. This is, you can't, by practice you can't become data. No. Is sahajatam, datrutvam. Priya, speaking sweetly. Sweet speaking is coming from the birth. It's not by practice. You can practice 1 week, then after that it will become like crow. You can imitate that. Datuttam, priyavraktuttam, dhiratvam. Dhira. And uchita gyata. All these things, that is sahajaguna. Not by practice you cannot get it. So Prahlad Maharaj, all these qualities are inborn qualities. Born means purvabhyasena tenaivaha. Because in previous life, he may not be in this planet, he must be in. It is said in 5th canto that there is a Harivarsa. There is a Harivarsa where Prahlad Maharaj is residing and Nrsimhadev is his deity, is worshipping, always there. So he is always there. Nrsimha planet is there, Harivarsa is there, Prahlad Maharaj Nrsimha is there. So he appeared, the Prahlad Maharaj appeared, the Nrsimha will come because it was there, Harivarsa. So carry forward. Okay, so now Devatas are pacified. So now what will happen? We'll see. Because now the starting point of Prahlad's terrorizing Prahlad, Hiranyakashipu will start offending Prahlad. ये श्रीमती विशाखा जी.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Pranam. Maharaj, what was the fourth quality after Dhiratva?
Uchita Gyata. Knowing the facts. What is good and what is bad.
Okay, Maharaj.
Yes.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Yes, Govinder ji.
So what is Dhiratva meaning is that?
Dhiratam, dhira.
Oh,
Sober.
soberness. Maharaj, I have a couple of questions. So I'm asking, yes, Maharaj, the devatas are not pure devotees by rendering unalloyed devotional service like the pure devotees of love. So Maharaj, but they are capable of becoming, perfecting themselves by seeing the Lord. Means once they see the Lord, that means that there is the perfection of life. Or they're achieving such a success without performing, without rendering pure devotional services.
No, they are not seeing also, they are getting the voice note only.
Here, this is the voice, Lord. They are
Yes,
not seeing the
they can't see it. They can see the Lord. It is not easy to see the Lord.
voice note means Maharaj, there is an active connection, communication between them. Means that
No. Once, sometimes the Indra, because Vamandev was Upendra, so used to come sometimes to Indra Loka and they will have festival. So then Vamandev would come and accept little bit, and then he will go. That's it. But not always they will get. Actually, they know worshipping, they know the qualities of the Lord, they know devotional service, about devotional service, but because they are in so much opulence position, that's why they can't do good devotee. They can't be good devotee. That's why sometimes they are praying to take birth in Bharatavarsha. And we are praying to go to Devaloka. And they are praying to come this Loka. Because devotional service can be performed here only. Okay.
yes, Maharaj, it is difficult to explain. Maharaj, yes, in connection with that Vaisnava Aparad, because this is a very complicated subject and this needs more explanation and elaboration from your Smart Maharaj. But so I had studied from Haribhakti Vilas that referring to Skanda Puran, this is the verse that is available there, that Hanti Nindanti
Yes.
Vaidasti Vaisnavan Navin Nandanti
Yes.
Uddhate Yattino Arsham Darshane Patanani Shat.
Yes, there are 6 kind of Vaishnava Prads.
So these are tied to this Maharaj, yes. But Maharaj, whenever Vaishnava is just approaching me or coming to my house, so I was not in a good mood, suppose, because of my mental illusion or because of my other different ordinary circumstances or factors. So I was not in a mood of, yes, harsha means in a mood of.
You not welcome properly in a smiling face, then that is also offense. You should feel very, very happy by seeing a devotee coming to you. If you not feel happy, that is offense.
But Maharaj, there are certain circumstances when the mood may not be proper, the mood may not be proper. So
The mood may not be proper, but when you see a devotee, the mood should be proper immediately. You should understand that now all auspiciousness is there because the devotee is coming. Then we should become happy, forgetting everything. Okay?
But Maharaj, immediately I can transform my mood to a different status.
If you are devotee, then we will understand the importance of devotee. The importance of devotee is beyond all this Graha Nakshatra and all these things, all this material trouble.
Okay, Maharaj, suppose these incidents or events incidental happen. So what is the best remedial request for me?
Immediately then I should pray to that Vaishnava, please excuse me, I was not in a good mood, I can't receive you properly, please excuse me, be merciful upon me. Then it will be mitigated.
If Maharaj 10 Vaishnavas might have reached my house, by that time suppose I was in the same mood, so I have to just, yes.
If you cannot smilingly welcome him, then please beg excuse from him. Okay? Then and there it will finish. Yes.
Yes, Maharaj, I have another question. That Hiranyakashipu's other 4 sons' names means other 3 sons' names are not mentioned here. Where from we got? Where from?
I think it will be mentioned here.
No, here in the translation itself.
Pralada, Anulada, Pralada, like that. Anulada, Allada, Pralada, like that.
Pralada?
Yeah, we will find it. It is mentioned somewhere. Yeah.
Okay, so yes.
Okay, 3 more hands are there. Okay, Amogha Govinda Das.
Maharaj, please accept humble obeisance in your lotus feet. Maharaj, just I wanted to know that this 4 quality, what you mentioned, it comes by birth. It's very difficult to change.
Yeah.
But it says that when devotee, he acquires all the qualities of devas.
Yeah.
So, is it get changed when one becomes devotee?
No, if you devotee, then in burn it will come. Avijatasya, Davi Sampada Avijatasya. All these Davi Guna will come when you become devotee, automatically. You don't
Then
have
all
to.
this,
Yes, all these things will come.
and these qualities will go then?
No qualities will go. All qualities will stay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Yes. Srimati Visakha.
Yes, Maharaj. Maharaj, in what context you mentioned these four qualities? I am not getting the connection. Does Prahlad has these four qualities?
Yes,
Because
not
in
Prahlad has many good qualities. I am telling these good qualities we cannot get by practice.
Okay.
If you want to, I want to become like that, I want to practice. If you practice, you can't get it. Abhyasana na labhyante chattaro sahaja guna. These gunas is by birth, not by practice you can become like that. Okay? Yes. Yes. Paramakaruna ji and then Gopi ji.
I think Gopi was first, maybe she can go.
Okay.
Hare Krishna Maharaji, please accept my pranams. Thank you so much Maharaji for giving the opportunity to hear from you. Maharaji, we heard that Hiranyakashipu is compared to Maharaj Vain. So I don't know, can you please explain a bit, Maharaji?
Vena is the father of Prithu Maharaj. Okay, Vena Raja. The Brahmanas, they cursed him to die and they churned his body and Prithu and Archi they appeared. Okay, that is Vena Raja.
Yes, Maharaj. Also, I have one more question. That if we see some devotee and internally we are very happy by seeing the devotee, but externally we are not able to smile and welcome them.
Why not smile? If you are happy, you are not smile. Why not? Smiling, you don't have to do any labor. Just show your teeth. That's it. If you are really happy, then that is not troublesome to become smiling. Smiling is coming if you are really internally happy. Okay? If you are not happy, then the smiling will be duplicate. The original smile will come when you are really happy. Okay? Yes.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Maharaj, first of all, just like to beg your pardon for being a little bit in and out today. I had a few things going on this side. I have a few questions. I suppose depends how much time there is, and others, if they have questions, maybe they can also jump in between. Maharaj, this 36,000 years Prahlad Maharaj was in the womb. Is that an interpolation, or is that coming from somewhere in the scripture?
It is mentioned here in this Bhagavatam that when Hiranyakashipu go for tapasya, then Indra came and arrested his wife Kayadu and was taking. And at that time Kayadu was pregnant. And then Narad Muni said that at that time he was pregnant and he prayed, Kayadu prayed to Naradaji, actually I should not go back, and if I beget son in the absence of my husband, he may not accept. So please do something that when he comes back, then I will deliver the child. So then Naradaji push the push button, that is 7 months garbha, for till Hiranyakashipu come back, it becomes 7 months, remain 7 months only.
So this was Narad Muni's arrangement, and
Narad Muni's arrangement, yes.
And sorry, is there just for my sake? Is there any where you said is in the Bhagavatam? Where is
Of
this?
course, in this section it is there.
In one of the lectures of Prabhupada also he speaks this.
No, actually it is mentioned in Bhagavatam only. You will read this, it will come now. In this section, after some chapters, it will come.
Okay, fine.
Yes.
But the other question was regarding text 14.
Yes.
with Nard Muni, also ending up being the servant of
Yes.
Hiranyakashipu.
Yes.
And also, so the question is regarding text 14 and also then later on text 29 or maybe 28.
Yes.
So, well, the question is, we know someone like Nard Muni, pure devotee, someone like Prahlad Maharaj,
Yeah.
how can they, I mean, Prabhupada is saying sometimes, okay, they may end up because of a powerful demon.
Yes.
But we know, we understand, and from what we know, these personalities, their only business is to serve the Supreme Lord.
Yes.
They're pure personalities.
Yes.
They'll rather die, like example of Prahlad Maharaj, than to serve and follow someone like Hiranyakashipu. So how is it that Nag Muni
Yes.
is accepting, service?
Because this is the arrangement of the Lord Krishna. Krishna wants to show us that even if you are a devotee in the cadre of Narada Muni, still you have to be subordinate of Asuric Prakriti. The Asuras are so powerful. Don't think that I am now beyond everything. No. So you have to surrender. Asuric Shakti, that is also coming from Krishna only. This Asura Shakti is not their energy, that is also Krishna's energy. Even if you are that great devotee of Narada Muni's type of Narada Muni, still you can get tortured. And you have to surrender and you have to serve demons like Hiranyakashipu also. It happens.
Oh, so you're saying Nard Muni, how he became servant is the Lord's arrangement, because Nard
Yes,
Muni
this is the example. Lord shows this example for us. That don't be proud enough that you are chanting some rounds more and you will be and all these things.
So would you say this example is similar to Lord Shiva, how Lord Shiva's, during the,
Yes.
when he's teaching more?
Yes. Everybody in this universe are getting torture. Even if the devotees like Narada Muni, but they are getting served and under the Hiranyakashipu, but nothing happened to them. Then Narada Muni become Narada Muni also. Nothing become harm to him because Krishna will protect. But that doesn't mean that they will not get torture, get some trouble. Okay.
Okay, so the torture happens by the Lord's arrangement, not necessarily.
Yeah. Prahlad Maharaj, he get trouble, but the Lord helps him. And when trouble is too much, then he appeared himself. So devotee should get trouble, but Lord will help.
Okay. Yes. Now, later on, just in connection with that, in text 29, whenever someone offends the Lord, whenever someone offends the devotee, then the Lord personally comes and gets involved.
Yes.
So how is it that the Lord is not involved with Nard Muni, but then he comes involved with Prahlad Maharaj?
Because he knows Narada Muni doesn't want that, because this is just showing the example. Narada Muni was not feeling trouble. So that's why it was not required for him to come.
No, but Prahlad Maharaj is also not feeling any trouble. But he's just...
But yes, that's why he was not coming when he was getting trouble. When Prahlad was getting to murdered by Hiranyakashipu, then he appeared only. Otherwise, hundreds of times he got trouble, Prahlad was not feeling, that's why Lord cannot come. He could not come. Okay?
Just going back to text... text 15, the sacrificial shares were usurped by Hiranyakashipu. These were actually meant for the demigods. Maharaj, I've been trying to understand this for a long time. How is it that the demigods, or in this case Hiranyakashipu, is benefiting from the sacrifice? How is it that the ghee or the grains that are offered, how does it nourish them? Practically, mechanically, how does it nourish them?
Just, I can give him, because we are all in a material planet. We are not in that spiritual planet, in the demigods planet. But I can, example, sometimes somebody asks you few thousand rupees and you give a check. Check is just a paper and you sign it and he will get everything by that. Whatever he required. You gave a paper, he will give everything. He will get everything. So like that, if you just offer oblations here, and they will get nourishment, they will get everything. That can be done. Okay? It's not impossible.
Now, Maharaj, in response to this, and also a lot of the things we've been hearing in this chapter regarding Hiranyakashipu, regarding also the demigods and so on and so forth. A lot of these things, it seems like we just have to accept, even though we don't understand and we are not satisfied with
we have limited brain. We have no scope without accepting it, because there is information. This information, we have not seen heavenly planet, so you have to accept the information. Those who are seen, they will tell you have to accept it. There is no other arrangement. You have to accept. There is no question of understand or not understanding. Our teeny brain is not capable of understanding, but that is our problem. But the informations are fact.
Now in this, where do we use our intelligence? Because
we have to use our intelligence only to chanting Lord's name and hearing about Him, chanting and hearing. Then we can be able, when we can know about all other planets, then we can accept yes. When we become pure, when we come to that stage, then we can understand. Just like Sukadeva Goswami, Vaisnava and others, they accept it. They have no doubt. Parikshit Maharaj, when he heard the descriptions of this heavenly planet, he never asked any question, because he knew that is fact. About the Sura Sagar, about the sugarcane Sagar, all this, he never asked a question. He said, yeah, of course it is there. Because we have not seen, we have no experience, that's why we are putting question. That is our problem.
Okay, and what's the difference between us accepting whatever the authorities are saying and whatever the scripture is saying?
So because we are ignorant, the authority is our scripture. The Sukadeva and Vyasadeva, they are the authoritative personality. We have to accept them, because we don't have any other. Just like the example given, if you know about who is your father, how do you know? The only way to know about your father is through your mother. If your mother says he is your father, then can you argue why he, why not someone else? There is no question of argument. You have to accept. So if you are accepting without any argument the words of your mother, so Vedic literature is our mother, Veda Mata. So there is also no argument. You should accept it as it is. That is the authority. Okay.
What's the difference between us accepting, a materialist accepting the scientists, and other religion, like for example Islam, accepting
those who are foolish,
whatever they're being
I am telling, those who are foolish, ignorant, super foolish, and atheist, they may not accept it. But those who have little understanding knowledge, they will accept it. The example I gave, if somebody will argue with his mother, why he is my papa, why not he, others, then what kind of argument it is? Just think of it. That is the position if somebody is not accepting. Okay? There is no question of any argument or question. You have to accept it.
Hare Krishna, Govind Dev Prabhu.
Yes, bro.
Maharaj is taking a treatment here. So, will it be possible we can conclude now, and because we have to give certain medicines?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, sure.
You can take questions from me tomorrow.
Yes, Maharaj. Sorry for interruption and inconvenience. Yes, actually. Yes, Varuna Prabhuji, we will resume tomorrow.
Okay.
Yes, Maharaj.
Thank you.